I'm going to be doing a makeup tutorial for a look that you guys really liked recently, and this look is also one of my favorite looks that I've done on myself because I feel like it makes me look golden. I'm gonna give you a quick disclaimer, not even a disclaimer, I'm just gonna let you know. I'm gonna have my mirror over here. So I'm gonna probably be like this, looking off to the side, just so I can see what I'm doing, because I'm not gonna lie, you're so far away that like I'd have to squint to see what I was doing, right? So I'm gonna have my mirror like this. I might even disconnect that, just so I can put my makeup on. At this stage, I've already done all my skincare, and my skincare today for this look was just, I double cleansed my face and I did toner and just moisturizer. I've only done those 2 steps right now because last night I did a sort of overnight treatment and I was just kind of wanting to refresh my skin from that. And I only did those 2 steps because I wanted to just be quite blank, if that makes sense. A lot of the time my skincare starts pilling. That might be because I put too much product, that might be the order of the products, but for this look it's just toner and moisturizer. There will be absolutely no gatekeeping in this video, so I'm going to show you. I used this toner. This is the Beauty of Joseon Essence Water. Yeah, ginseng essence water. And this is also the Beauty of Joseon Dynasty Cream. And thus, that is the toner and moisturizer that I used just before my makeup. For this look, the first step that I typically do with my makeup is my eyebrows. Now, usually what I will do is brush them in the direction I want them to lay, which is usually the front half, not even half, the front quarter of my eyebrow. I like it to point upwards. The rest of my eyebrow, I like it to go diagonal. And then the ends of my eyebrows, I like to point down. I like it when they point down because I want my whole eyebrow to be straight. And now my eyebrows are quite defiant. So what I usually do is I use an edge control to lay them down. For this tutorial, I won't be doing that just because I can't be bothered to find my edge control right now. But I'm very, very particular with how my eyebrows have to look. Like I really like when they are like perfect. I like my eyebrows to be perfect. So usually it is edge control and I brush it down to how I want it to look. After I put edge control, and it's not a lot guys, I powder it with some loose powder, and the loose powder I use is Huda Beauty's. Loose powder in the, I think the shade doesn't matter for the eyebrow part, but I just powder it down with my powder. And that's when I will start to draw some strokes, hair strokes, with an eyebrow mapping pencil. And why do I use that? It's like they use these to map out eyebrows, but you have to shave it down to be flat. And what I mean by that is you want to shave it down for it to look like this, right? And that helps you draw very thin hair strokes. I got that off of Xiaohongshu, as I did for a lot of my tips. So we're gonna go ahead and start the makeup. I'm not going to gel down my eyebrows, but I'm still going to fill them in with a few strokes of hair. I don't know if you can tell the difference, but my eyebrows are done at this stage. The goal with my eyebrows, I like them to look straight, thin, and long. Yeah. Okay, next step is concealer. I will mix a concealer that is as close to my skin tone as possible. For me, that I think is the Too Faced Born This Way concealer, and it's in the shade Coca. And I will use this because it's the one among my concealers that is closest to my natural skin tone. And I will place that. I'll show you the placements, guys. You want to put that not directly under your eye because that's going to cause a lot of cakiness and creasing. You want to put it, I literally put it where my eye bag is, here. Just a thin layer. I don't know if you can see it. It's supposed to be very close to my skin tone. That's that there. 2 dots on both sides, right on my laugh lines, just because around my nose gets dark. Over here, sides of my nose tip, upper lip, and the outer eye, because my outer eye is quite dark. It's because I have natural eyeshadow, okay? And I'm just gonna get some spots that I think, you know. That was the placement of the skin tone concealer. I'm gonna go a little bit lighter. For me, I feel like this isn't gonna be significantly lighter, but I use the Born This Way Too Faced Born This Way Ethereal Light. This one is in the shade Chocolate Truffle. It looks like this. But I do think that this one is a bit of a lighter consistency, like it's more liquidy. So I'm going to let this sit once I put it on my face a little bit. Putting it in the same spots, guys. And that's it. I'll give you a minute just to look at the placements. I put the brighter one on the tip of my nose. And this is essentially what it looks like. I'm gonna get a brush. This is quite a dense brush. And I'm gonna blend it in with a brush instead of a beauty blender. Just because I kind of want the coverage. I wanna look a bit brighter. And that's why we mixed in the lighter concealer in the first place. So I'm gonna go ahead and blend it. This is quite a small brush. I think you can use a bigger brush if you have that. Let's go ahead and blend. My blending technique is I don't paint or drag. You're really just dabbing and moving as you're dabbing, like this. You see what I mean? Like it's just poking my skin kind of with the brush, like you're poking yourself. And you move around to where you want that concealer wants to be. Or where do you want that concealer to be, if that makes sense. That is the one side blended, and that's the one side unblended. I feel like it gives you a nice dewy, I feel like it gives us a nice finish. We are nice and covered up, but I feel like we still look quite natural. And what I mean by that is it still looks like a skin finish. Like it doesn't look like I caked on, I feel like. Maybe to you guys it might, but I don't feel like it looks like I've caked on makeup. Okay, now we're gonna blend the other side. At this stage, everything's blended out, and this is my first layer. I've just evened out everything on my face, and we've kind of just got one color. That's what we're doing at the start. The next stage is I'm gonna do blush and contour. I will start with my contour, and I will darken up areas that I want to look smaller, or that I want to carve, or that I just want to look bronzy. But we're going to start at my cheekbones, or this side of my face. And what I do is I will place it right here, but I'm gonna swipe towards my face. You see how that's there and there is less product here? We start with a lot and it will end up with a little bit. I'm just gonna do that there like that again. And I'll do the same on the other side. And I don't like to do it too low because it then lengthens my face, I feel like. I want to make my face look as short in the mid-face as possible. So I will raise that contour so that that cheekbone is supposedly up here, when truly I should be putting it here. But I don't want to put it that low. Okay, so we've done that. I will put a dot right here. Right there. Don't know if you guys saw that. Right there where that dot goes. And the same on the other side. I will put 2 dots here and here. You see where that is on my nose? Right there and right there. Because I kind of want my nose to look smaller, or I want it to look slightly upturned. I'm gonna start by blending out my nose contour, and I'm going to use this type of brush to blend out my nose contour. So what are we gonna do? This is very, very important. Pay attention. The product that is there already, we are going to connect that line. We're going to connect it with the line by doing this. See what I've done there? And then the rest, I'm gonna brush that upwards, but I'm gonna brush it towards the center. So this is all gonna get brushed towards the center while I draw the circle. I don't want to go too wide because I don't want to make my nose look bigger than it is. So I'm not going too wide. And even if you go up on the sides, we are brushing towards the middle. Like this. And that's our nose contour. Then I will go in with a bit of a bigger brush. It looks like that. And we are going to do the same thing again, just so that it doesn't look so streaky, because it kind of does for me. And that's our nose contour. Now I'll blend everything else in the same way. I'm going to do it, I'm going to blend from out inwards. So with the sides of my face, I'm going to use a beauty blender to blend that out, because I feel like there is a bit of a lot of product there. And I want it to kind of look airbrushed. I don't want it to look too carved out. I just kind of want darkness to be there, if that makes sense. I don't know if you guys noticed in the way I blended that, but I didn't move away too much from where the product already was. The product is here, I'm not going up here. The product is here, I'm not going here. We're kind of just staying where it is because I just don't want there to be harsh lines. And I kind of just want that to look airbrushed. Yeah, same on the other side. This is where the makeup is at right now. And guys, where there is light, there is shadow. We've put the shadow down. We need to add the light back in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a very, very light. I'm going to add a light concealer, a dot, a very small amount in the middle of my nose. I think I put too much there anyway, but it's okay. I'm going to put some right here. I want that to be the light on my face. I'm going to do a very small amount. See how small that was? I'm not going to blend that out. I'm going to blend that in a line. And then on my cheekbones, I'm going to put a little bit right there. Put on my smile lines. But that's it. This is the placements. We are going to put... Boys! We have to be very intentional about how we blend this concealer because guys, this is kind of defining everything on your face. Yeah, this matters. So, I'm going to blend the nose tip very carefully. I forgot to say, but the concealer that I used, this is Huda Beauty's Faux Filter in the shade. Oh, the shade is not on the bottle. Guys, the shade is literally not on the bottle. But this is the concealer, guys. Yeah, it leaks a little bit. She knows that. Huda knows that. She's gonna fix it. I'm not sure what the shade is, but based off what you can see from mine, you want it to be lighter than your skin. And we're blending this with a brush because we don't want to lose the product. We actually want to use what we have there. We don't want it to be light coverage. We don't want it to be sheer. We don't want this to not look like it's there. We want it to look like it's there. So we're using a brush. We want this color to be there. We don't want it to look subtle. You guys might have noticed that we don't use foundation in this look. Yep, we don't. I feel like foundation is not bad, but can be hard to use, especially for beginners. So I know a lot of you watching this either don't wear makeup, you'd like to wear makeup, you already wear makeup maybe, but you just want to try this look. For anyone that's new, for anyone that's beginner, new, or just trying this for the first time, there's no foundation in this look. We are not using foundation. Next is my blush. A lot of people ask me for my blush and I tried to make a video like showing it as part of my makeup recommendations, but I don't think anyone's watching that. So in this makeup tutorial, guys, this is the blush that I use. I use this blush for every look, okay? This is e.l.f.'s Camo Liquid Blush, and that's in the shade Very Well. Very Well, guys. It's in the shade Very Well. e.l.f.'s Camo Liquid Blush in the shade Very Well. Everybody who wants to hear the blush, very well, okay? It's very well, because you guys don't listen. And the placements for the blush for this look is gonna be right here. The contour kind of stops there, so that's where we're gonna put the blush. There we go. And that's pretty much it. I'm gonna put some right here for no reason, but I'm not gonna put it on my nose this time because we're not going for cutesy, we're going for bronzy. And you'll see what I mean when I'm done. Now for this blush, we are going to use the Beauty Blender to blend the blush. I also like my blush to look quite airbrushed. So I do the dabbing motion again in circular motions. I kind of want it to start like this and blend out like that. And that's what I'm gonna do on the other side. This is the stage where we are going to switch to powdered products, but we spray first. We're going to be using Revolution's Super Fix setting spray, and it says it's a super hold misting spray. We're going to spray this over our face. Not a lot, guys, just enough to like set what this is in place. Everything's blended out, everything's fine now. We're gonna spray this and then move on to powdered product. Going to let that dry. Now we're moving on to powdered products. The spray has dried down and we're gonna, what I do is I go in with the Huda Beauty Easy Bake. This is in the shade Kunafa. This is in the shade Kunafa. And I'm going to grab a big fluffy brush and I'm gonna get a little bit, literally this much, a little bit of powder. See how that was dropping off the brush? Literally that. And I'm going to just pat everywhere on my face, everywhere. And if there's not enough, do the same thing again. Get powder, tap it off. Okay guys, at this stage I'm powdered down. I don't look fully powdered down, and that's what's important. That's what we want. The next products that I would say are quite important at this stage, I'm going to use Fenty Beauty. I'm going to use Fenty Beauty's bronzer, and this one's in the shade Thick Mint. I'm going to use this as a contour for my nose. I'm going to use Primark's freaking £2.50 eyeshadow palette, natural. I think that says neutral. And we are only going to use the darkest shade there for contour as well. And we're gonna go ahead and do the contour that I'm talking about. Let's contour. I'm grabbing this brush again, tapping into that, and we're gonna go over the contour that we did in the beginning with powder. That's the nose contour done. And the reason I'm getting this palette is because I'm gonna grab a bit of that darkest shade on this kind of a brush, and I'm going to just draw 2 lines, guys. 1, 2, and I'm just gonna blend that out. I don't think that made a difference for the camera, but in person, I think that snatched my nose. Okay, nose contour is done. Now I'm going in with the blush, guys. We already know the blush. If you don't know it, now you do. Sephora Collection blush, guys. This is in the shade 50 over the top. 50 over the top. I'm gonna get a blush brush. Fluffy, but not as big as the other one. We're gonna tap into it, tap off, and then I'm just going to tap where I want that blush to be noticed. Guys, you do not want a lot because the blush we put before doesn't actually get dulled down a lot. You can still see it, so you don't want to put a lot. You just want it to look powdery, you just want it to look airbrushed out. That's literally all, that's it. I am gonna tap a little bit here. Not noticeable, just a little bit. I kind of don't like how this looks. There we go, that's better. Guys, now is the star of the show, okay? I would say the star of the show is this NYX or NYX. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, there we go. NYX NYX Buttermelt Bronzer, guys. This bronzer, I think, makes the gold look, the bronzy, like I think this is what makes it. So we're gonna get a nice bronzer brush. The dense side I'm gonna use, and I'm gonna just press into that. And I'm gonna start over here. We're just gonna press it in like this and start brushing away. Press it in, brush away. And there we go. We're gonna carry on. I'm gonna actually do my eyelid. So we're gonna press it in right here, and then we're gonna brush it up here. That highlight is gonna stay highlighted. I don't know if you guys can tell the difference that made. I think it made a difference. My wig band's kind of in the way, but this is where you want to put that same bronzer. My lace might be rude. I mean, the lace isn't too rude today. We're gonna do the same thing, press into it, and we're going to tap and brush. Tap and brush. Tap and brush. Tap, brush. I don't know if you guys see the technique there, but that's how it's going, and I feel like that's what makes me golden, guys. Let's be honest. Tap, brush, and I think we're done there with the bronzer. Now we are gonna go in with. Now, guys, we're gonna go in with Charlotte Tilbury's Airbrush Flawless Finish Pressed Powder. This is in the shade 3 Tan. Yeah, 3 Tan. You're going to get a flat brush. We're gonna tap into it, and then we're going to tap on everywhere we want to be bright and everywhere we want matte. Bright and matte, which is, for me, my laugh lines. And I don't know if you remember, guys, but we never actually ended up putting products directly under our eye. So it's not gonna look cakey because it's just straight powder. Push that into the other eye, laugh lines. We go up with it, under the eye, and out. I'm gonna get a bit here. At this stage, guys, we are very, very matte. We are very dry and matte. But what I want to do is bring back the highlight part of it. I still wanna look glowy and I still wanna be matte at the same time. And what I do for that is I use Charlotte Tilbury's highlighter, easy highlighter, light wand, okay? And what I'm gonna do is, there's already product out of that. I don't wanna squeeze more out. So you see where the light hits me right there? That's exactly where I wanna place that, right here. There we go. See that? Oh my God, guys, that is insane. Oh my gosh, that is beautiful. Same on the other side. You have to decide where you want the highlight. I can put it there. I want it right here. That's done with this now, finished. Now what I'm going to do is I'm getting a very fluffy brush. Like, this is flat, but it's very fluffy, like it has no density. I'm going to tap into this highlighter, which is Fenty Beauty's Kilowatt. I don't know what shade it is that I'm tapping into. More Honey? Yes. So this is the Huda Beauty. This is the Fenty Beauty highlighter, and it's called Kilowatt. We're gonna tap into this side, obviously the side I use more, with this fluffy brush. And I'm actually gonna continue into that. Like that. It doesn't have to be a lot, guys, but I just like it to look very shiny, very glowy on that spot alone. You see what I'm saying? Then I'm gonna get a bit and do it on my nose too. That's done on my nose. And I'm gonna put some of the same highlighter on my inner corners. Then I'm gonna do some finishing touches, which are my beauty moles. And if you guys were on that one live stream, you know what I used, but I'm not actually going to encourage you guys on this video to do what I did. So just do your moles, okay? Just do your moles. For my lip liner, I do use Charlotte Tilbury's Lip Cheat. The shade is Pillow Talk Deep, and that's the lip liner that I'm using. But I do have another lip liner from Revolution, I'm pretty sure. This is Revolution's TGIF, and I think it's actually very, very close and they are two very good shades. But this one is a bit more on the purple or red side, and this is more brown. We're going more for brown and not red or not purple or not anything like that. So we're gonna go in with this brown, and we're gonna line our lips. I do overline a little bit, guys. I do overline a little bit. That is my lips lined, everybody. Next, I'm going in with a liquid lip, but this is a matte one from She Glam. I don't remember ever buying this, but we just have it in our house. It's in the shade Bougie, I think. And I'm just gonna tap this in the center like that. And I'm gonna blend it in with my finger because I don't like how it looks when I do it with my lips. And that's pretty much the lips done. until I go in with the gloss. And I've shown these glosses before, but I will show you guys again. The shade sticker for this one, the lighter one, is gone. So I'm not too sure what shade this is. Oh, I found it, guys. It's Sugar High. So this is Sugar High, NYX's Butter Gloss. And I will go in with this first, in the center. With the gloss, I will do that lip smacking thing to mix it, because I feel like the gloss diffuses way easier than that liquid lipstick. Then we're gonna go in with Lava Cake to line our lips, guys. It's like a lip liner. That's my makeup done, everybody. I'm gonna give it to you in different angles. We're gonna sort my hair out because this thing is still in my head. The other day I did curl my hair. I think I'm just gonna brush this out and we're gonna do some posing. And that's the final makeup. If you guys do want to spray again, you absolutely should. I think I'm gonna go again, just like a light spritz over my face. That's all I'm gonna do. Gonna let that dry down and I'll show you how it looks while I pose for the camera. The makeup came out so good. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. Like and subscribe. Of course, show me some support. And that will let me know that you like this kind of content and I should just make more of it. Love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.